this one. Hit this up. 47. There we go.
I just realized my headset wasn't turned up, so I was wondering why it was so quiet.
Alright. Now for the final one. Hit the music.
Oh yeah, well, I'm drunk.
No worries.
Hey, music.
Not a problem. But, okay, so.
In reality or in game?
Talk about a game. No, I'm not drunk. No, God, no. I have work in the morning. I can't be drunk.
Okay, not a problem. But.
Well, you can't be drunk then. I mean, you're drunk now.
Wow.
Okay, so. Cutting in right now, doing the introduction. Hello everyone, good evening. This is Miser Mark. And welcome back to Into the Wildlands. This is session 47. Wow, we were in a long journey. And unfortunately, we will be missing out on 3 players. One, unfortunately, leaving for the time being, unknown indefinite leave. 2 are on vacation. But we still got the other 3, and plenty of downtime to do some RP. And last we left off the Fading Hearts, as we were saying about downtime. They currently are now celebrating the earned and one could say bittersweet victory of, Revelations revealed that Raid, or rather Richard McCree, was under contract and, strong-armed in a pact with the Fading Hearts' current true, or at least their nemesis, Ed Matthias Dominguez, in a pact that Richard wanted his family back alive. Unfortunately, the contract detailed them and restrained him in a way that, unfortunately, his sense of honor was at a clash. But after Ed had left the vicinity and upheld his end of the bargain, a massive 4-way, if not maybe 5-way battle went and unleashed a tide of death and blood. Thankfully, our Fading Hearts capitalized on this almost well-timed, as if they were being watched. And through a series of bouts, running around in a surprisingly massive mansion that was being distorted by the House of Horrors that got blasted severely by the Storm Stinger's particular group. And I hear white noise in the background. Was that from me or doesn't matter? And, the Fading Hearts took a diplomatic approach with Sir Richard. Sir Richard giving them a very powerful relic sword. And they went their separate ways. The party came to the Stormforge Inn, decided to relax and recover. Of course, learning a little bit more about one of their allies, Lancel Taros, who actually revealed to be a whole different person, and more connections with their, adversary, Ed Matthias Dominguez. But for now, mysteries, conspiracies, thought process can be left for the unknown, or at least for another later time. The group now just simply needs to take time to rest, lick their wounds, and prepare what to do for the next leg of their journey. And let's get a festival music on, because everyone right now is enjoying the victory of a victorious revolution. Considering that Sir Richard is no longer leader of Stormforge. In fact, his former second hand in command, Baldwin, along with Belima, decided to help out with the city. Also, in a good charity, the Fading Hearts gave back the treasury that was stolen from Stormforge to be sent to Lord Ominence as a way to tell the very dangerous Lord of Menzato to not perform scorched earth tactics on this poor outpost. How is everybody doing this evening after their strenuous day in drinking and reveling?
So, hold on, I have to get the voice. Oh, there we go. So, I'm telling you, there were apes about fucking this big. Some say they were made of sand. I don't even fucking know anymore.
What are you referring to right now? Don't even, buddy. I know what you're doing.
Kill me.
Shoot you! God.
Roll me a D100, Adaria.
God damn it.
My
we get right by the time. Fuck, I was 3 away from the funny number.
Yeah, you were.
Unfortunately, just about everybody does not seem to understand what you were talking about. you get basically a bunch of other from Antonio's table. You hear people saying, "Oh, you're talking about sand golems."
No. They're... never mind. Just think of like the apes from the south, but a little bit more hostile.
He's talking about Faerunian desert monkeys.
God damn it.
The one to reply here will be Diego as he strokes his scaly chin. As long as I've been alive, I don't recall any simians made of sand.
They're not. They're a myth. Actually, technically, they were moculi, if I recall reading correctly.
Yes, I mean, the only
Actually,
thing...
the guy who wrote about that didn't have a face, so...
I see, yes.
Thanks.
The only thing that comes close to my mind are the nomadic ape-men tribes, or I suppose some weird abomination that a crazy scientist or wizard, no offense, milady, would decide to experiment.
Well, we've dealt with at least some of the crazy ape men. That's why I still have this banana. And she pulled out the red banana. She still has the only one left.
You bought that at a...
It's still getting a little ripe.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not even edible anymore. Like, that's not looking great.
Let me actually check, and she'll peel it off and eat it.
Oh.
Constitution
I
saving
thought
throw.
you please, actually.
This drink, try doing it for me, then.
Con save, please, Adaria.
It was supposed to, not supposed to be happening.
Alright, con save my
Yes. DC is
Do I do a
11.
con save?
No, because
No.
I ate it.
Okay.
Okay, it's still edible enough for you to consume. Though it is browning a bit though.
Yikes.
It's a bit ripe
I mean-
still, but...
The amount of times you've been hit, there's the level, the amount of blood you've been covered in, and the fact that we literally went for quite a swim a while ago. I'm surprised it's not just goo all over everything.
It wouldn't be the first time I've tried something stupid and dangerous.
We did
Armana.
grow a mushroom at a crocodile.
Yes, and then it disappeared into nothingness, and that's how we met your friend over there, and tapped Arizel, who's like laying on the table.
Actually, I was
Bizarre.
being told earlier that around the same time, a giant crocodile appeared in the streets there.
Oh god, are they going to make it into a freak show and sell it?
The one that replies
What?
is Jacob. Oh. Well,
Go ahead.
goes like, yeah, me and Tass here were hearing rumors of a magically spontaneous appearing crocodile of immense size showing up in the back alleys. It apparently escaped into the sewers
Oh god, the sewer crocodiles sound like even worse.
Wait, doesn't that mean it would be down with, you know...
Oh, then they probably trained it as a pet at this point.
Adaria,
That's about right.
you remember that these guys, that the ocean raiders are quite adept at eating such animals.
Yeah, that's why I'm... that's what I kinda figured. Or they could have made a nice gator soup, depending on their voracious appetite here and there.
It was a crocodile. There's a difference.
That doesn't mean they won't eat it.
No, you're not wrong. It does taste very similar.
Never had it myself, personally.
Yeah, ocean croc, swamp water, alligator, they taste about the same, to be honest.
Pretty sure there were others that would just... never mind.
We don't talk about phase graters. We don't talk about phase gators.
There's nothing wrong with the blink gators. They just vanish from time to time and then just appear when you hate them.
Can you imagine a displacer gator? That would be terrifying.
Dear God. Though at least it was better than the scorpion gators. Those things were fucking ugly as hell.
Benj is just looking at both, alternating his look from between Syndra to Adaria. Looks over to Rasputin, who is just quietly eating some of the food that was brought over. And he just asked, "My lord, are you all traveling, seeing these weird things?" Yeah. And Rasputin continues quietly musing over his injuries and thinking of other things. Bit
Oh,
out of focus, but Binge just resumes his listening to your fascinating stories of strange creatures, and I'm just gonna roll this for Binge because I forgot that. I'm the only one who has access to his page at this current moment, so
yeah, because it was what, Jeebus, Hexic, and then...
just us three. That was why I was like, wait, I can't really have you guys do anything for Binge because you guys don't play Binge. I mostly do. Where is... here we go.
So at least did you get my message to stay hydrated? I hope that at least kicked in.
Who are you telling that to?
That's Syndra. That's... Because I'm assuming this is just like casual conversation while we're kind of also
Cinder just
like...
looks, he just like stares at her, picks up the bottle of rum, downs it, and says, "Yes, like always."
You know that's not really hydration.
Drink.
That's worse for it.
You know that I can't stomach water, right? It has
Actually,
been
no, I
70
didn't.
years since I've been able to find actually clean drinking water, and I still can't stomach it to this day.
Oh. You know, I wanted to ask what they fed you, but I could probably take a few guesses.
Binge, in his infinite wisdom, would mountain crystal clear water work?
You have to understand, it's the mental concept of 14 years of being told what a fluid is, and it might be, it might not be. At least with the bought rum, it's sealed. It comes from a place that I recognize, and it's alcoholic enough that even if it is something horrible, I don't have to worry about it. It's going to die inside of it before I get it.
Decontamination, I think I understand.
No, I'm pretty sure she also drinks the blood and guts of whatever's left in there. Zataria's kind of flipping through the manual that she got.
The manual of...
Eternal Wisdom. I
Good.
took that one.
Okay, just making sure.
I'm just like, I'm just kind of like offhandedly reading and like talking at the same time.
No, the only things that I've done that with is... See, there's that one where they cut the snake's skin off and then bleed it out. Well, the venom.
Oh, Viper wine.
Yes, that one. Let's see, there's...
That is quite a delicacy back at home.
Right, I can't even remember that. But did it was something with the spinal fluid of something from the Underdark? Intellect power? Had a hell of a sting that just...
drank literal brain juice brewed into an alcohol.
No, it was pressed out and then added to the alcohol, which was then set on fire. It was blue.
The fire or the alcohol?
Both.
Speaking of getting hammered on some weird shit, I'm pretty sure your first mate is gnawing on the table.
No, that's the second. The first mate's here.
Oh wait, I forgot Amarna was your first mate. That is my bad.
I'm looking over at Marta. I'm like, are you chewing on the table?
Armana actually looks a little offended, but she doesn't say anything at the moment. Just looks over to Sindra, then to Adaria, and then.
That is a Mariner mistake, because I actually forgot.
Yeah, we're gonna roll with it for now. I'm gonna roll with it.
Yeah. I think it's funnier though that Adaria forgot because she generally doesn't give a shit.
She's just gonna lean over toward Sindra while still looking at Adaria, and just ask Sindra, "You sure she didn't took too many blows to the head?"
I took 2 boulders to the face and walked it off. Well, she died, and, you know what, I have no idea what's actually going on inside his skull. As far as I know, she's got that, what do they call it,
Schizophrenia. She corrects you.
That was sin. That was sin.
I know, I'm still saying fuck off.
And they have multiple personality disorders. That was, yes, the one where they wake up and someone else.
I see. And you don't need to roll anything for this, but you see Armana put out what looks like a small notepad and jotting down a few notes.
Huh.
Binge, using all of his best intelligence and wisdom upon hearing this conversation, decides to chime in. From what you all are explaining, I suppose you wouldn't mind eating hell stew then.
The hell is a hell stew?
It's delicacy back at home.
No, I mean, what's in it? We aren't from your world, you know?
Oh, sorry. It's made with the meat of a Cerberus and add a few extra seasonings of the cave tiger tail and some herbs, which are usually from the deep moss of, well, the dark mines. Well, we call it dark mines, but it's just really deep mountain caves. They tend to glow. A lot of the royalty on the capital of, well, Latium enjoy it, but I managed to try some of it on my graduation of the military academy.
Was it any good?
Yes.
Nothing wrong with expanding our palates just a little bit, even if it destroys our stomachs. I mean, what's the worst that can happen in the next week while we're waiting anyway?
Are we
Please
waiting?
don't jinx us.
Yeah, as I say,
Please, we've been through enough shit today.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Literally, a lot of things happen, you know?
Hold on, I got this. She says, knock on wood, and then knocks on her wooden arm.
Oh, you're so funny over there.
Let's see, the Black Knight could literally walk in here, kill you, probably do something to Jonathan as elegance and watch him bleed out, and then kill you, just for fun, and then walk out of here. So I mean, when we talk about when things could get worse, we are dealing with someone who, you know what, fucking pass the bottle.
A bottle is passed to you.
Just need to kick back and relax. The worst comes to worst, Lord Ominence burns us all to the ground and we're dead before the morning.
Again, please.
I don't
You
think
just-
we should really talk about that too much, but no, I mean, worst cases. Karen loses his mind, or you do, or Elder Gods, or what was that? The one that everybody was talking about, the slumbering mountain wakes the fuck up.
There is definitely a slight silence of the group. Tyrion in the middle of conversation with the other blue kobold. And I'm not gonna roll, I'm just gonna say he's busy talking. Some of those look a little uneasy. This large individual, table over, I'll just shift Z.
Oh, Velvet Turtle. My boy.
Just turn his head over in your direction, Syndra, as you were saying all these things, and just says, "Now it looks like you have plenty of strong foes."
We got to have another one. And Ray just puts down the book for like 5 seconds. Like, kind of like that, like, put down and just, like, side-eyes him.
You a big turtle.
I know he is. I'm not gonna fucking fight with him, but I'm just asking.
I'm gonna roll his intelligence if he understood exactly what you just said to him, or if he understands it.
Let me see, I think we only honestly have two, right? Well, no, I take that back. I forgot that Red Fox is running rampant in this shithole.
Thank God he's a smart turtle.
You rolled well.
If he didn't, I was about to get my face put in the fucking table.
The large turtle just kind of tilts his head to the side. Red. Oh, the trappers. Yes. I saw many of them dead, and many more run. Do you know where they go?
Why?
To eat them. Much debt to be repaid.
Now that sounds like a story worth hearing.
There's a pause as he's trying to think.
Alzheimer's has finally caught up to this man.
She walks over and puts a bottle down.
You see that Dr. Midnight's there, and he's
Oh no.
nursing a lot of his own wounds, but he's also just drinking. You can roll me either investigation or perception. That's not alcohol, that's freshly squeezed lime into water.
She kinda just shrugs. She doesn't judge.
Yep. He sees you sit by, he's like, seems like many of us had survived. This gentleman has been telling about his adventure and his confinement from the criminal organization.
Yes, that's what I'm interested in. I mean, it is every day that I actually do find people tend to be getting fucked over by slavers, but you've got to be the largest one I've ever seen them try to fuck over.
There are smaller ones than me.
I'm in person in general. Everyone's pissed off with lizard folk. What I met was like 8 feet tall.
One eye closes to blink, the other one then follows. The turtle, or at least you think it's a turtle, tilts his head to think. I remember lizard folk all too busy screaming and shouting something. Then I think elegant blue one showed up and they all start following her like hatchlings to mother hen.
See, back 50 years ago, they pissed off some red fox, pissed off burned down an entire village and left only 5 of them alive on a ship that we raided. The gore smashers, those were people.
Mmm.
When we got to Waterdeep, they raided 4 entire warehouses on just the 5 of them. Naked and screaming and wielding every weapon they could get their hands on. I think he tied a knife to his dick.
They still have warrior honor. Good.
Well, it was either that or insanity, I'm not sure. There was a lot of alcohol and drugs involved. But
The turtle
they
pauses.
did kill 27 Red Fox members.
Hmm.
That was fun.
Small number, but admirable.
No, it was because the rest of them had.
Let's see. I'm just gonna roll this for him. It's mostly just for his interest in. Yeah. There is a very notable toothy smirk with all the punctuating teeth that are sticking out, or tusks. And he just goes, Brutus Snapjaw.
Cinder Gallows.
Odd name, strong name, interesting. But yes, I go hunt these foxes. They don't have fur though. Weird.
Depends on how you skin them. They end up red in the end.
Why skin them? I'm just going to eat them.
No, because I'm a complete sadist and I hate them with every aspect of my body and mind and soul. So making them suffer is just, I don't eat them. Lizard folk did.
Yes. So those other lizard folk drag corpses around.
What was his name? Sings with Bones, that's what it was, right? Ari? Wait, you weren't alive yet.
I don't know what you're referring to, but sure.
And so my next trick.
Watching Alex can use a picture here.
She'll put the sea moss on the table.
What the hell is that?
Oh, I got this from the,
Oh
remember when
no.
we were underground in the temple?
Yeah.
So, I did promise it when I had talked to it, and that I would make it alive when I had gotten there, so...
We can count the moss. And then we can pack up out of here. Uh-huh.
Let me read how the spell works. This takes 8 hours to cast? Jesus!
Yeah.
I'm not sitting here for 8 hours.
Wait, you did take out the moss, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
How's it look?
A little
I assume
dry.
I, like,
A little dry, but
okay.
this large turtle
No.
lumbers over. Like, are you sharing that?
Oh, no. You don't want to eat that moss. You want this moss. And I'll take out the numb moss and give it to him.
Oh God. Okay.
Sorry,
You
so
take-
what now?
He takes it and just
So
consumes it.
I have 2 mosses. I have the undersea moss I got from the temple, and the numb moss that is supposed to numb any pain whatsoever.
Okay.
Got that from the other underground. I'm gonna save
He's,
again.
he's gonna grab. He's just gonna take the whole thing, the whole handful, which is big amount. How much you giving him, by the way, or how much you pull out?
I only have I'm not giving him the undersea moss. I'm giving him all the numb moss I had. I only had here I'll tell you because I actually have the pounds written down for this. So I had 8 pounds of numb moss.
Roll me a d8.
Man's about to be fucking paralyzed off his ass. Okay.
Okay, so that's what you got left. You took 7.
God damn it. Well, I didn't really need it anyway. I can always get more. How's he looking, actually, as I give him that?
I'm about to roll a con right now.
Oh my god! This dragged the tortoise, man! Ah, yes, interesting plot. No, I hit you with fucking drugs.
Ah, he rolled low.
Nice.
Tasty, but tingly.
You may want to be careful if you walk that off. Probably see a doctor.
Oh, this one. He walks over. Sits down.
Also looks over at Dr. Midnight like, "You're fucking
God damn it.
Sindra, you see this. Adaria and Ariza, if you're looking, you could just see, like, Dr. Matt just shooting you, Adaria, a very disappointed, and if not, maybe a I hate you look.
Sucks that you have the word doctor in your name. And she just picks up her book again and starts reading it.
You just keep drinking."
And he's just over here, Brutus, simply saying to Dr. Midnight, mouth feels numb.
Oh no. Oh fuck.
It was delicious.
Hey, I see no problem. Like, unless he's going to fight someone in the next 20 minutes, I think he'll be fine. Or pass it on the ground in about 20 minutes. I don't know how that moss works. I knew it was instant on me.
Okay.
That was a small amount.
Yeah, he just took 8 he literally just took 90% of your reserve.
Yeah, I know. That's what worries me. As a player, as a character, I think it's fucking hilarious.
I mean, you can roll me a d100, and I'll make up something along the way.
Okay, hold on. Since we're kind of like just flying by the seat of our pants this session anyway.
Yes.
Why not? Oh, my dude. I'm sorry.
I will get back to you later, but I'm gonna write this down.
I killed him.
Good job.
Important NPC with actual cool information and backstory? Dead in an alley.
Goes to investigate it. Good job, Adrika. You gave him some numbing shit and killed him.
Well, that's what you think. It might be something different.
He's gonna turn into Godzilla and destroy the town.
Yup.
I
You're gonna
forget.
go ape shit.
No, he's gonna go turtle shit.
Stop. Stop.
Is this our accidentally cast wild magic at a bar moment and then immediately summon a Jurassic?
I don't know.
Oh fuck.
I hope not. Welcome back. So, Sandra, you just witnessed Brutus walk over to Adaria, take this really big handful amount of familiar numbing moss.
She actually doesn't. I don't think she saw me have it because that was
Oh.
when I was down in the. Yeah, that was down with the ocean razors. 'Cause remember I got it down
that's
below.
right, that's right, yes. So, takes a big amount of what looks to be like weed and seafood or something, and just shoves it down his entire mouth, gullet. You just hear a loud snap, snap, snap. He just sits right back down in front of Dr. Midnight and just says, tongue feels funny.
Oh my god.
And yes, Midnight is just staring daggers at Adaria.
Oh, you're definitely on his hit list. Good job.
Trust me, if I was on most people's hit list, I'd probably be dead at least 3 times over.
So
I'm pretty
where is
sure-
this?
I'm pretty sure I'm still on Cinder's hit list after punching her ass down a while ago. Alright, go ahead.
Oh?
Oh, sorry, you were saying
So
something?
interesting. Besides the fact that you're eating them, is
Yes.
there another reason why you're specifically after Red Fox?
I remember something important. Can't remember detail. But thinking about it, kind of scratches his chest a little bit now. I should be getting mad, but I feel dull. Wait, he kind of touches the. He starts patting onto the table. I don't feel table.
I immediately shoots like eyes are wide, staring at Aria like.
She's just laughing and looking at her book. Is she reading? Oh my fucking god.
It's just
Just ass out.
Sandra, you literally see this like as if some sort of new revelation has come to Brutus the turtle. It's just flexing his fingers. Oh, I don't feel fingers moving. Starts clapping his hands. You hear the sound and everything else. We all hear it. But then he's like, I don't feel pressure.
I fucking blew this
You did not
toilet
just.
fluid. Oh my god.
Doctor, I think something wrong with me.
He's not going to die here, is he?
No, I don't think he is. Kind of looks over to Adaria, then he looks back at Brutus. I suggest you don't chew your tongue. And I will now roll his intelligence once more.
Oh no.
Oh no, he's gonna lose his tongue. Oh my god.
I think I understand.
As everyone's just staring at her, and she's fucking losing it. And he's fucking losing his mind.
Yes, currently he is extremely numb.
Yikes.
Oh my god.
Right. Other thing too, Brutus, do not eat anything within, I don't know, maybe perhaps within the hour or two. Just in case you mistaken your tongue and you bite into it. I suspect, as he kind of prods finger, like the Brutus's large, scaly arm, I suspect you just overdose on anesthesia. So everything feels dull and numb at the moment.
You know, I'm actually kind of impressed how quick his metabolism was.
As am I, but considering that he just ate, I suspect, over 5 pounds of that substance, I'm surprised his heart did not stop.
7. So the same from the book.
I stand corrected.
Shoot Aria.
I'm so glad I'm the comic relief in this fucked party.
Right, Brutus, I will be in quick conversation. Just drink water and other things, but do not eat anything until you start to feel pauses. Little prickly pains on your tongue and surface skin. Then you know that you're healing or feeling better. No, do not chew on your tongue. I can already see you attempting it. Yes.
I gave him
There's
the
like,
club, but
you bite through that, you'll bleed out in seconds. It's horrible.
Have you seen how sharp his teeth are?
Like I said, pretty quick.
literally gave them in. Notebook came was like, yo, what's up?
You did. You just did.
You know, I love it.
I'll be over here, Brutus, when we can talk again.
I gave this guy a 12 intelligence.
Alright,
Well,
punch Adria.
Takes a big swing and right in the arm.
Is that gonna even hit? 'Cause I'm not
I don't
really
know. Let's
hit.
see. Let's see. What's unarmed strike? 'Cause I don't have that actually on my thing.
It's just your strength mod plus. It's just a d20 plus your strength mod.
Okay.
You're not with your proficiency bonus. 'Cause you're not unless you're proficient.
The
in
strength check is what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty much.
You are
So am I rolling a d20?
Yes,
Yeah,
D20 plus whatever your strength modifier is.
Which is plus 1. Okay, great. Awesome.
Gonna
Yeah,
point out.
well, I don't want a 29. Geez. Plus a 1 would be a 20.
Jesus Christ, that actually hit.
So now,
19.
so now when unarmed, so if you're intending to damage her, it would be 1 plus your strength modifier, so it would be 2 points of damage that Adria just.
Points of damage, yeah.
Can't even have a little bit of fun.
But I'm smiling.
True. At least we didn't murder him. I'm pretty sure that might.
Someone drunkenly slaps her or hits someone, and they would have thought it was both going to fail.
Yeah, I know. I was like, she had like a what the hell was it? She had like a fucking 10% chance if that's it. No, sorry. Can't do fast math. She had like a 10% chance. A 1 in 10. Sorry.
Yep.
My brain cannot do math.
That's
And
fine.
it actually did.
It's a superb owl day, so I can understand.
The fuck is a superb owl day?
Super Bowl joke.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I've never heard that before in my life.
It's our way of mocking it.
Understandable, have a nice day.
But
Like good old Hans Oro.
God, shut
Yeah.
up.
that being said, Antonio Drake, the captain of the Storm Singer, looking at all this with amusement, looks over to you three at first before wanting to at least address something to Tyrion, but he's in the midst of talking to the small blue kobold with the large halberd, and Rasputin seems to be busy with talking to Binge and Mavis. I'm just gonna roll something for Mavis for a brief moment. Yeah, she would actually be here with the group for the moment, just chatting with not former, but her crewmates, or at least people that she is familiar with.
Your former, she actually kills them all now.
Don't tempt me.
Don't worry.
I could probably do just that.
Don't threaten me with a good time. I'm ready for like half our party to not be here, and then they just wonder why everyone's dead.
Antonio just speaking very casually, even though he's not shouting, but you could hear his voice loud and clear. I don't suppose you have any other plans besides pursuing the criminals later, or are you at least going to take some time to rest? Since, no offense, but you all look like shit, and, well, dragged through more shit and blood and gore. I think one of you might be bleeding in the eyes.
Who?
Actually, let me see. Sim pulls out one of her books and goes through. What's today?
Oh God.
Are you asking for a particular date, or are you asking for the time?
The date. It's arbitrary. Right. We have, let's see. Oh, that's right. Tyrion has to go either kick something's ass or get his ass kicked by someone. In, what is that?
Hey, I kicked
16,
ass. Tyrion just turns, says that, resumes talking.
You also got your ass kicked by a monkey, so Jerry,
That
chill
was-
out.
That was long ago.
I'm pretty sure there was also some recent
That
times.
was barely a month ago.
Exactly.
You spent longer than that chained up, from what I understand.
That did happen. I don't know what you're talking
That
about.
actually is a question. How did that happen?
This would be a great story if Jeebus was
Yeah,
there.
I know.
It would
right?
be.
That's the problem.
Unfortunately, I cannot alliterate Hibus's Tyrion's backstory because it's funny and he'll do it better than I ever would.
Yeah.
He'll give you all the quick jot down, quick notes, which at best you can say he got into a fight and into another fight and then it exploded from there.
You know, I'm not surprised in the slightest, actually.
I'm just surprised they didn't stick the monkeys on him soon.
Oh, God damn. You know, I wonder if you would actually win a fight with a sand ape.
And what the hell is with the Sunday? Like,
Oh, it's a very long Fey tradition that's been passed down from my ancestors. Of allegedly an ape that had risen from the sand created by a druid long ago. I hate that I gave this more credence.
So, by your conversation, you do see an individual familiar, but also a bunch of other people that you do not recognize.
Oh dear God, he's still alive.
Yeah,
Who's that?
it
I mean,
took him a while. It took him a while to catch up to you guys.
We literally went in the submarine and then left him, and then he finally got around to coming back.
Yeah, you left him in Manzado.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. They took a submarine and literally left him, and he finally got around to coming back to Stoneforge.
But you also see that Hunter McFargo is with clearly a halfling with an eye patch and a dwarf, and 3 more dwarfs behind them. Upon arriving, or at least approaching, you hear Hunter speak very calmly. It seems that we were a little bit late to the festivities. At least we managed to make it in time to provide aid when you sent a message.
Wait. You were one of the Bombardier stands.
Yes, I was dragged over here, or rather, since I knew you all, it was. Looks over to the halfling and the other dwarf next to her. Convenient that I would be able to locate you all.
Oh, so you. I mean, usually you just go where the fire is, and that's probably where we'll be. Quite literally, in some senses.
Oh, right. Wait a minute. This is a reunion moment, isn't it?
I mean, I'm already half loaded, and I'm pretty sure your second mate is.
Until-
So she kind of like leans back. The hunter sees Rasputin.
Hunter,
Oh, no.
not noticing Rasputin at first, looks very confused at you, Syndra, when you say the words reunion. He looks over and is like, well, I'd be damned. Again.
God damn it.
I'm just gonna roll 2d20s.
Hunter, my boy. It's been so long.
Wow, okay.
Miser, stop getting a nat 20. That was our first
oh
class.
shit.
So, Rasputin pats Binge on the shoulder, says something, you don't really hear it, gets up, walks over, and says, uh, Marshal. Sword Captain Rasputin. This was the last place I expected to find you here. There's definitely different tones in the conversation between the two. You could roll me an insight if you wish.
Yeah. Would Amaria care enough? Hold on. I guess she does. Because I'm still reading, but I can listen.
The wrong thing to roll. For the love of
Wow,
God.
I rolled.
I literally, I should incite history. Are you serious?
It's so,
Wow. That's, I love how
Okay.
I rolled worse than Syndra and still rolled the same. God damn it.
okay, so, Ari's out, you're drunk,
Go home.
so,
Go home.
it's not too much bothersome. I mean, if anything, Binge's armor looks very interesting, and you probably wonder how the heck is he still able to move around with that heavy armor, or even do daily tasks with them. But, Syndra and Adaria, you can definitely hear the sound of what can probably equivalent to a disapproving commander of high rank looking down at one of his underling officers that did a mistake, and conversation is probably not going to be a pleasant one. And
Someone's going to get the bones ripped out.
so Rasputin once again says, "I'm surprised you're alive, Constable Hunter. You don't look very good." Hunter. Actually, yeah, Syndra, since you are within range, I do need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no. Well, get slapped, son.
Okay. I'm not gonna roll for all these guys because it's gonna be a pain in the butt, but you do feel an immense chill. Thankfully, it doesn't feel too uncomfortable, but it is. You definitely can taste the discomforting air that's coming out from Hunter. Unfortunately, yeah, he is not within range. Yeah, he's not with. Oh no, yeah, he's not within range.
Oh no.
Actually, Binge actually rolled that too. Never mind. Hold on.
Does Amarna also as well? Because technically, depending on how it works.
I'm just gonna exclude some of them unless you want to roll for her, but I'm just rolling for Binge because yeah, Binge is alright.
My boy. Binge will always live on, no matter what happens.
He is.
He is the true survivor we need. This is actually his campaign. We're just in it.
So, again, Rasputin walking. I was like, very well. It suddenly feels a bit cold. Very well. Lead the way. And Hunter turns, looks over to the direction of everybody, and just says, "Pardon, but important discussion relating to Cormier."
No, don't mind us. If we don't meet up, we're headed to Rashicon. Well, go back to the outpost.
He
I see we're down.
he doesn't wait for the full explanation. He just gives you a stern nod of good, and then walks out. As he does that, the halfling here steps up, looking somewhat unamused, and then you can also see that she does a quick shiver of ugh. Not only does he smell horrible with that stench of death on him, but he literally reeks of it, or admits it out like he's death itself.
Well, we're now down one idiot at least.
I mean, I will be honest, I did crush his skull once after a situation, and he walked up to us smiling and was just bright as cherries at all, because, yeah, he's
I'm not going to get into any of the... I see, yeah. Business. I've no interest in hearing the weird stories here and there.
I wonder, can we sell Tyrannin like that? Just send some random person from his homeland and then sell him.
Both these individuals, Tyrannin and the kobold that's with him, both just stare daggers at you, Adaria.
Well, I imagine it's like the live action Ninja Turtles where they're all like,
Yes.
and we unnatural reptilian word.
Except there's no sound effect, it's just a...
There's a swish of wind and the I'm going to kill you mouth.
Tongue comes out, licks an eye.
Unfortunately, there's no tick, unfortunately.
No, it's not the tick like crazy one. No, it's that like, I need to clean off the thing that's on my eye so that I can see to kill you better.
It's like windshield wipers for the eye.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I gotcha. So,
Now,
the halfling
I'm sorry, go ahead.
steps in, looks at you all. Arms crossed, clearly one wearing an eye patch. And focuses now on you, Syndra. So you must be Syndra Gallos. I'm sorry, Captain Syndra Gallos, since you apparently have achieved your crew. What was left of it.
Yeah.
Right, Skua Demir, one of Burmadir's special hands.
A pleasure.
Yes, it is.
Never mind. I do need to talk to the messenger.
That's
you might
me.
want to stone back.
The hand opens out. Yes, that would be me.
Oh, I was expecting the,
Do you?
you know which one I'm talking about, the owl looking.
Yes.
The well-dressed owl, yes. Yeah.
Yes, do you, she kind of makes a quick little scan with her finger to everybody else in the inn. Do you really think that they would be appreciative of seeing something that might remind them of other dangers?
Honestly, I think half these people have seen worse. Half of them wouldn't even know what the hell they're looking at.
True. But better safe than sorry.
True. Soon we'll hand over the messaging stone.
And as you do so, the stone... You can roll me a perception if you wish. The stone lights up as, let me just make sure that I get her character sheet to present. Yeah, as Skua closes her hand into a tight balled fist and then opens it again, and the stone is now missing. Good. The contract is completed. And also with your 14 perception, and because you are closest to her, you see that her eye patch seems for a brief moment look like it had a glowing red bead on it in the center of it. Pleasure doing business. Should you ever be back in Mizzato anytime soon, Boss Burmadir will provide some discounts for certain services.
That's good to hear, but yeah, I think we're going to head back to Nzato before we head south.
Excellent. Perhaps
Mostly because, you know, we have to get paid. We have something we need to turn over to Lord Ominence.
that will be your business with Lord Ominence. I have no privy to know, nor do I wish to be involved in that.
Yep, that's right. You're just taking off the after a good service is rendered.
Very well. I shall just...
Wait, just out of curiosity though, and I really don't care, but Are you the one taking the house back?
Yes. If necessary.
I'm not even sure it's still alive.
I mean, a corpse of that size still has some valuables to take, which is why we brought our expert here, as she gestures to the dwarf that is right behind her. Thales Bloodstone.
Ah,
As
a
he...
pleasure.
Not often I get to carve up something that lurks between the realms.
Well, if there's anything of the other things left in there, you have a lot to powder up. Well, did those all melt away? Adria, what happened to those tentacle not beholders?
If I had to guess, they're probably that died, since there were amalgamations of flesh, or the Cult of Stars did some funny things and probably saved a few. I'm assuming, considering what Tiernan and I saw before, that they're just people that had sacrificed themselves.
I will make do. I shall be here for a few weeks. If need of my service, just find me. I should be by... He looks over and points to the dwarf woman who you all recognize or remember as Lima. I should be near her residence, or at least the workplaces, since now many of my... As he gestures to the dwarves in the back behind him, other cohorts and employees are helping to reestablish the forges.
Well, hopefully with help, that excessive stockpile of ingots will help. Along with the gold. And the fact that they're not wasting it on pathetic little trinket armors that collapse at the nearest breath.
Well, there is a madness to quantity over quality.
I always prefer quality.
There is a... The serious, straight-faced-looking dwarf, Theos, just kind of cracks a very uncomfortable grin. I too agree with this. Now, before materials go to rot, I shall be conducting my business. Skua, you finish whatever business you have and then return to my brother. As he gives you all a nod, starts talking in Dwarven, which, unless anyone knows Dwarven language, I think maybe one or two do, but I'm not gonna bother. Yeah.
Nope.
No. I only know Elvish and Common. I'm Druidic. I'm a loser.
Those four head out. And then Skua, the halfling, again looking, despite a little messy on the appearance, still has the prim and proper attitude of business. Oh, yes. I suppose I'll be heading out now to report back to Bermadir. Is there any other information or news you wish to deliver to him?
Well, he seems to already know who's in charge here, which puts him well in the know of all that.
Yes.
But, know, since it's Belmedere and I appreciate his business relationship, tell him that whatever Dominguez is planning, it's big. And he's causing massive amounts of unrest in Lord Ominence's people. And of the entire island as a whole. Also to be careful of carrying myself goals. Never mind.
Yes, in regards to the gnolls in the south, it seems like their activities have been increasing a little bit in the past couple of days. As for this mage you speak of, if he is truly indeed bad for business, I'm sure Boss Bermedere will see to it that he pays dearly for such transgressions. You know how dwarves are when it comes to profits.
I would advise, at the very least, do with an air of caution, considering his ability to fuck with time a little bit more than most mages of that ability.
He's an archmage, and he's not from... Actually, I never asked if Belmedere was from Beirut or Toriel. Do you know?
We are all from somewhere, but no.
I'll put it this way. Dominguez has been on 2 worlds and been known for a considerable amount of time in both. He's an archmagus, which means I have absolutely no idea what the top level of his abilities are.
I will keep that in
Which
mind.
makes him dangerous. But I can tell you, she looks around. He was at the seat of all of this.
Like,
So when you want to talk about cutting into the bottom line, he already is.
I have a question. This is
Yes.
gonna be a bit weird.
Yes?
When she said we're from somewhere, can I insight that to see if she's from the same place that Aram was from?
You can certainly try.
That should be 20, I think. Yeah, 20.
So, it's kind of hard to really sort out specifically what you're looking for in the facial expression for this, but what you can get is that when
I
she
kinda
said...
figured.
But
Sorry.
with your 20, when she says that she and they are from, or at least they are from somewhere else, she says it with the utmost confidence, and there's really no hesitation in her words. And the best you can think of with your insight is that Bermedere is a merchant type of dwarf, and merchants, one of the things that they love most is to have, well, merchant routes and places to make trade. So the only place you can, or at least the only thing you can really surmise is that Bermedere probably has a bit more influence as a merchant than he's letting on.
Okay.
And to Syndra's commentary, Skewa just goes, so we have another, I suppose you call them riftwalkers or planewalker, whichever term people want to use for them. I will keep that in mind. If the information that you have provided is valuable, you will be compensated and rewarded accordingly. It might actually help narrow it down as to the identity of this. You call them Ed Matthias. What was his full name again?
Ed Matthias Dominguez. Or, if you're looking from the world that the late Sir Raid was from.
Yes, a tragic loss, but
As I try to find notes.
Think of an anagram for Ed.
Yeah. I can only think of the last one, which was the Mert.
No, it's fucking. Hold on.
It should be in the
Oh,
handouts.
there it is.
Yeah.
Demigotis Thans Emert.
Never heard of that name before. Very well.
Is from, she kind of reaches around and taps Binge on his metal with her rings. What is the name of your world?
Polyphemus.
Yes, and he was the leader of, Black Templar, Death Templars, that's correct.
Oh, really? She moves a bit closer, but she is now basically eye focused on Binge. Same world as the late Sir Richard. Quite undeveloped in certain areas. Was not really worth to keep a mercantile presence. But if such things keep happening, we might have to start focusing a bit more mercantile expertise in there.
I hear they have some very interesting cuisine involving three-headed dog.
Syndra, your encounter with Dorgar and other dwarves have a serious demeanor. It's rare to see it on a halfling. As she kind of just tilts her head, looks at you. There's not even a crack of a smile. Curious. I don't see the nutrient gain of consuming a three-headed dog, but... well, I suppose they had survived on worse cuisines.
I like you.
Please don't. It's bad for business.
In a professional way, dear.
Excellent. She steps away. Again, her eyes locked on Binge, but both of you, Syndra and Adaria, can tell that it's not the amorous or interest kind of thing. It is more of the predatory of how much I can calculate to use this individual to my benefit. Right. Also, I believe the Murderstone should be arriving within a day or two. The head of the Murderstone was Azkabound by a mermaid. I think that's what the idiot brothers have told me. Or told, boss, anyway. If you do see him, which I believe that they are heading this way, if only they took the more convenient travel route. Please let them know that Boss Bermudier would like to speak with Jandi.
Of course.
Thank you. And she starts making her way out.
Ari, Armana, I am drunk, taken out, because I really don't want to fuck that up, because that woman right there, she looks at, Binge. That is one cold calculating.
Why did I suddenly feel very small?
Aren't you usually about like 3 foot tall?
Yeah, she was actually, let me just check her height right now. Yep, she is, she's 3 foot, she's 3'3". And Binge stands at a towering, 5'10".
Big boy.
But yeah, Binge's only reaction is like, yeah, I felt very small when she was looking at me. I kind of just wanted to hide in my armor.
You remind me of Smear's third girlfriend.
Who?
was her name? Smee?
Mm,
Elgra? I can't remember. The
not
one
sure.
with what did she have? Oh, right, the nasal piercing.
There's quite a few that had nasal piercings, but
It was she reaches out on a plate and pulls up a bone. It was that one, and it went like this, and it was all at a weird angle.
oh, was she the half orc?
Was she?
I think she was. Was talking about splitting bones and adding them as trophies. Unless we're thinking about two different people.
No, it was the one we picked up at Neverwinter.
No, I'm beginning to
You
think I'm
picked up at Neverwinter.
Ah,
The one that tried to throw you over the ship like twice in that same night.
well, that wasn't really my fault. That was right. Kind of takes a quick swig of his bottle of rum. Right, that was that me and Zavon made.
Yeah, she was a scary one too.
Yeah, she didn't last very long too.
I was impressed at how amicable she was when she left. Packed her stuff, told us all to fuck off, and got off the ship.
I think she had it with me and Zavon making our silly bets about kind of raises bottled rum. Well, Zavon was basically making flirting passes with her, and he and I were taking turns to see which one of us can get her annoyed faster.
You know, she sounds like me, but minus a few extra steps.
I think it's more minus a lot of steps. Plus adding an arm.
No, I lost those.
Oh, right. I got 8 gold out of that thing. I remember that now.
Yes.
That's why I remember.
Hannah would say more, but Hannah seems to be drinking that poor guy down the table. He doesn't look well.
His mistake. I've seen that woman drink things that. Yeah, I know. Well, that's yep. Well, I need to stop thinking about it because, yeah.
As you guys continue talking, food is served. Large plates of looks to be like fried small meat bones, but just buffalo wings, but let's go fantasy with it.
Me casually is like, nah, I don't care. This is what it is. Other people.
I'm usually a vegetarian.
Nah, I'm not a vegetarian. Adoree just prefers fruits, but she'll eat meat. Like, it's been pretty much established. Like, if she has to, she will.
Oh, there is some fruits and vegetables as well. Celeries and carrots. But
Like,
again,
wait, is there banana?
roll me a d100. Actually, no, just roll me a d20. Roll me a d20.
Just one banana. Just one banana.
One single banana.
Bananas.
She has to fight like half the bar for that one banana.
Yep.
There are 3 green bananas placed there.
Fuck yeah, I love these. I'm taking all 3 of them.
Although
I'm not eating them. Go on.
they are looking a little bit on the starting to turn into a yellow and brown. And the
People
innkeeper,
actually. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
the innkeeper, this fine lady. I just don't want to bring her token all the way over there.
Yeah, no problem.
Just warns you, like, yep, a lot of our storages has been on the decline due to not being able to restock, and my husband and I were locked up in cages.
Fine, she's just gonna eat them like a civilized person, even though she's a little bit hammered.
I know this is an odd question, but I just realized it. Did we just fix two problems at the same time?
What do you mean by that exactly?
Alright. Not only did we come all the way to Stormforge and sort out kind of motions towards everything,
Yep.
we also had a chance going to the Sea Temple for as my side thing to get my crew back. We kicked the living shit out of that living storm. So, don't get me, correct me if I'm wrong, but did we not just correct the problem here and the logistics of trade? Yeah.
More or less.
Until
Yeah.
the captain
You
Antonio
asking for
just
a parade at this point?
I was thinking we ought to ask for more pay than I remembered who our employer was.
I mean, if you wish to ask Lord Almanitz more pay, you're all than welcome to. I'll just be standing outside while you do it. Don't worry, I do. If I could at least find a single part of you, I can bring you back. Oh, hey, never mind. We already had our brush with death, and he said no.
At some point, I'll be able to look him in the eyes and tell him to go fuck himself. Not
Yeah,
ominous
that's
on a
what-
death,
This ominous person, Binge, kind of looks very confused. Is he like scary something person?
Yeah.
his
Let's go
wife
with
is
that.
scary. He's fucking terrifying.
I am much confused, but okay. I mean, you
Don't wo-
you did do him a favor, right? So would he not be
We were
more-
hired to do this, Binge. That's why we're not celebrating as well as... She kind of motions towards the rest of the room. They're having their freedom. I took the job entirely to get my crew their freedom.
If we want to get
Yes.
into... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Just fulfilling everything else. Why do you think I was able to just give away a third of the pay?
I see.
Also,
I just
we
can't
want
believe I was paying Hunter. I could have gone directly to him.
we do want to get into the semantics of it. All of you are hired. I just happened to fade out of existence for a little bit, take a detour, and come back.
You know what's weird is I keep having this feeling that we're forgetting someone. And every time I think about it, we're just not there.
I usually
But
do
then
that.
it's like
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know, it's weird.
I had that feeling when the other me kind of left my head, but now I just don't care anymore.
So, what happened anyway? I mean, did Ed just slap you around and then tear her out, or what?
From what I could understand, Ed did some weird time bullshit and pulled her out, put her into a small gemstone, and then just kind of vanished and left me plummet to the ground.
I know this is an odd question.
Go on.
Was he actually intending to kill you all with that or not? I mean, I saw it before I pulled... Well, I didn't see it. Smiley saw it before he hopped back to my shoulder.
Miser. It's gonna be a weird one, but how did it look when after the whole threw us into a giant pit to have fun?
You can roll me a history for this one.
Okay. The few things I'm good at. Holy hell, I remember everything apparently.
He looked very disinterested in you all. He only paused a
didn't.
couple of times to really just get a good look at you and Tyrannin, but beyond that, it was more of a scholarly look of interest, the briefest of amusements.
Sorry. He honestly didn't seem to give a fuck in the slightest. The only thing he even cared about with taking the other person out of me was a bargaining chip, he said. That much I actually do remember.
You also would remember with the history you rolled that he was surprised that Tyrannin not only survived but is taking in the ley lines into his body, which is, as he considered it, inefficient.
Also, I'm pretty sure Ed is surprised at, that little scar on Kobold's fine chest. She points out the fucking everything. Is it still there?
Oh yeah, it's pretty visible. There's actually Syndra did not see this because the only thing she saw was Tyrannin swallowing a very bright gem and started reacting really badly to it.
Let's just say Tandon had a bad experience eating a gem.
Yeah, I saw that. He did it,
I mean, at this point, I'm pretty sure we all revolve around doing dumps.
Yeah, that she would be running off alone to that house, well, I guess. What's his name? Rasputin ran in there as well.
So waiting to drinking.
Arizel Boris is just kind of like leaning over, even though he is missing an arm. He just says, "It seems you all had a telling tale besides us."
After the religion and
Hmm.
well, got harried for a second and then came out okay-ish. I mean, it's all
Speaking of, you look different, Arizel.
How so?
He, with his only arm that's left, he gestures to his eyes. There's some weird light blue cracks on the eyes. Did you get hit by some sort of magical effect?
Sort of, yeah. Yes. I will say that after we took down the storm that took our ship, became another primal and gift from him. So, because he became another primal, I think. Yeah. And now I'm not really born of what I was, and now I'm more so born from here. Weirdly, reborn, I should say.
I thought it was a Dragonborn STD.
Should we be worried about that?
Looked over at Syndra. Thank you. Anyways.
This will be.
Wrong, but, I mean, we only had like 3 on the ship at the last time.
No.
Do I even
Recall
want to know
some
what
of
the
them.
fuck you are talking about at all?
No, you do not.
Probably not.
Boris answers that immediately. And then he just adds, looking over to Arizel and then to Syndra's like, even as I'm going to intend to write this strange ballad, I'm almost certain that no one's going to believe it, despite how true it is. The discrepancy.
To be honest about this, most of the good ones nobody believes.
Yes, that is the sad truth.
I mean, thinking about it, where the hell is he? His Angel of Death should have been here, and his drow acquaintance, the Panther.
Yeah,
Diego
but what now?
pipes in onto that one. You're talking about Alexandros. He went scurrying south, full intent on chasing after, well, he was shooting a couple of red foxes along the way, and I believe I did not see any drow, but I did saw Alexandros being accompanied by a very big black cat. But it has been a while since I saw a man that covered in his own blood and the blood of his enemies and still keeps running toward the enemy. Moogle, you're unmuted.
Yeah, people are making noise in the background.
Ah, no problem.
F.
No worries, because I also need to start muting my mic when background noise starts happening.
He, meanwhile, plays only background noise for added effect. And yells louder.
Well, at least Alexandros is still alive.
So-
But let's be honest, Dritz. Does anyone actually believe that he actually rides a unicorn?
Wait, people ride unicorns? Oh, wait, never mind.
Who's riding a unicorn?
I don't know, I think I'm drunk and might have seen someone walk in on one.
I mean, where is the story now? He's the only drow who's not,
God damn it,
evil.
Mike.
He's the only drow. He has a panther for a sidekick. He's fought all these other things, and blah blah blah, and rode a unicorn, and
You sure you're not the one on drugs?
I
no,
need to
this is
drink more.
actual balance. Have you not been to Waterdeep?
No.
Seriously,
we've
go to
talked
any
about
bar. I mean, half of us sing about him all the time.
Both
Pretty
in.
sure we had mentioned this before, where I hadn't really been to Faerun all that much, or at least around. You know, considering the giant fucking memory hole in my head.
I'm sorry, I always forget that most people have never been to Waterdeep. A lot of people have been to Waterdeep, considering its population is 3 million. I mean, it's literally more than the majority of the rest of the fucking coast. Or the world, for that matter. I mean, it's so fucking. I don't even understand the logistics half the time.
Antonio drinking his whiskey. We also have to understand not many are willing to go to Waterdeep due to the strange various rumors and reputation that it gets. Most will just
So
go
we're
for
talking Waterdeep or Baldur's Gate?
both. Oh, we could also go with Neverwinter, but that's just me splitting
Oh,
hairs.
Ezreal. There we go. We can go back to the city that went to hell and back.
Exactly.
Literally.
What?
There's a bunch of weird rumors and stories that, as your unfortunate friend here, Boris, losing his arm for writing, many ballads can be happening at any time. Truth can be stranger than fiction. As for, since you brought up the familiar name of the Litz, I cannot pronounce his last name. Drow names tend to be very well. Elven names, I apologize to all my elven companions and friends, can be quite mouthy. That being said, I was under the impression that virgins were allowed to ride on unicorns. Does that mean he was a virgin this whole time?
Finn kind of leans back and thinks about it.
Oh my god! A drow that didn't plow.
It actually rhymed.
It did, it was on purpose.
I know.
She lifts her finger and starts to talk, and it's like, honestly, I'm not going to think about this because, he was actually just a nice gentleman to meet.
You know, now I want to find a unicorn and ride it, actually.
The only way
Diego.
that would be a
I got
possibility
also
is
for
if,
Diego.
I'm sorry, what?
I need to roll something for Diego when you said.
Oh no, I know what exactly is gonna happen.
Oh god.
He's gonna. I know what. I have the comment in my head that he's about to fucking say, and I hate you, man.
So what can I say? I mean,
I already told him no.
performance check. Right? Oh, it's not. It's not an advantage. It's, okay, it's a 10. He's gonna say this really badly.
Oh dear fucking god! If he made a joke I'm about to hear, I'm about to fucking throw a drink at him.
Well,
Go on.
Diego kind of slightly choking on his drink. So, are you going to be on top of the unicorn or at the bottom of it?
You know, the sad thing is, I don't prefer the horn. Maybe if you flattened it out a little bit. She said that you throw the drink at him?
You can roll me a d20.
Holy
Or
fucking
roll a d20 plus your dexterity modifier.
Got it.
fucking bullshit.
Dude. It's not gonna be a bar fight, but it's just...
You can roll it for me at advantage, actually.
Okay. I love how you were thinking about that as soon as I said it, Miser. I had to come back immediately in mind, because I knew where it was going. Fucking 13, I guess.
Well, neither of those numbers would hit, but it does fly soaring over his head, despite his tall height. And then he looks at you, and again, this is one of my more annoying characters
That's
of,
fine. It's fine.
I'm just gonna roll this for him.
If he says anything else, he is going to be fucking polymorphed. Thank God.
Oh yeah, he is.
This
He's
motherfucker's
gonna
die in this bar.
He's going to smirk, and he says, "Perhaps you'd like to try with your other arm. It could be used for a good catapult."
You know, I have somewhere else to shove it, and it's definitely not in you.
Oh god, damn it.
I lived long enough to sample various experiments.
Good, because I'd rather take this wood than yours. Thank you. Does she point out her wooden hand?
Ah, woman of
She
class.
just kinda
I understand.
is just like sitting there laughing, and all of a sudden then she stops. Oh, the splinters are going to be painful the next week when you're riding around.
I thought she was more into the size, which I'm unfortunately under-equipped for her.
Oh my god.
I love this campaign.
As Diego's saying this, I'm just going to grab these four as Zadari just goes, "Okay, everyone, let's go this way."
Get out of this conversation.
So, just casually fucking leaves.
Hey kids, move along.
Those children are going to be more prepared for the world than most.
Yes, I don't think they need to hear about people plowing the fields in the more literal sense.
Antonio just quietly pinches the bridge of his nose, but he doesn't say anything to continually. He doesn't do anything to stop this conversation. He just rests his chin on his hand after he stops pinching his nose, and gestures his hand in a go on manner while looking at Diego. "I think it's best you let it out of your system, my old friend, since I can tell you being pent up all the way in the submarine, you were probably having fun cutting down a lot of those foxes and yellow cult members 2 and 4.
That reminds me, whatever happened to Frank? Ralph?
Who?
The bald one with the tattoos.
Oh, you're referring to... Give me a minute, my brain is being dumb. I know he's in my fucking sheet.
Charlie?
Now, give me a minute. I may be drunk, but I'm not that drunk.
I feel like his name was Hansel.
Oh, you're referring to the Gretel.
No, you're right. That would be a totally different person.
Oh, you're referring to Dennis. I'm not even joking, that's the same.
She just looks at you. What is with your cult and, like... I mean, Dennis. Dennis.
Oh, don't worry. We had a previous cult member apparently went by the name of Walter. Scariest man alive.
That sounds better than Dennis.
It could be worse, honestly. Let me think.
Yes, it could be Denise.
I was actually gonna say that. No, I think there was oh god. That reminds me of a man I met before. Had the worst fucking name ever. Josiah? Was it? I think his last name was Winterbottom. My god, that man was fucking crazy.
Antonio has a brief moment of silence and just as well. In regards to that Dennis fellow, turned into this giant ooze creature, nearly crushed me to death. You should have seen it, Diego. The whole entire crew, and he almost killed everybody with that weird, horrendous laughter of his. My ears were bleeding for hours. Even now, it still bleeds a little bit. So wait, am I under the impression that you know this individual? As Antonio looks over to you, Adaria, and then looks to you, Syndra.
No, I hadn't, like... I met him, I was about to do, talking to him. There was the guy that walked out. And, before you, itchy trigger-fingered.
I have no regrets.
I don't either.
I will say, Dennis is a bit of a odd one to kill, considering, oh god, I did bash his skull in and literally took his head off, and that doesn't seem to work, because Darren threatened to behead him, and he literally pulled it off.
Yeah, those are usually very tricky. You need to stab him center mass just so you can find if there's anything that's akin to a heart.
Here's a weird question. Can I roll a history now that I'm getting some of my memories back if I remember what exactly happened there?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, what exactly are you looking for would happen in there?
Just kind of like a general idea of what happened during the ceremony with Dennis. Was like that dream sequence I had, basically akin to the history that I remember.
Okay, so comparing your dream to history, you think back now as parts of your memory are slowly reforming, regaining, and I will roll this instead.
No. Oh no.
You have a conflicting points of interest. The dream, while still very vivid and perhaps more real than the possible memory of your past, which you vaguely remember now, is mostly spending a lot of time in gardens, talking with your family, your brother as well, as he was fanatically talking about the stars and the likes. But you don't remember, at least, at the very least, you don't recall any of the cultist stuff that were implanted into your head as of yet. Or at least what you remember with the cult.
Oh. I guess Dennis' name was so unimportant that I don't even remember from the memories I'm gaining back.
Just, I forget.
Yes, usually you would think a man with his head literally scalped with tattoos and could remove it would be more memorable. But then he kind of ran like a bitch.
Honestly, it's just Dennis is the only fact that I remember. It's just, you ended up with such a bitch name.
Maybe that's why the whole cult was started, because he wanted a better name.
You just move to a different town and start using a different name.
Because that'd be stupid when you get abused magics and just be an asshole.
I mean, it seems like it would be better to use paperwork, but then again, I've done both, so...
Well, you have to think of it like this. If your name is Dennis and you immediately have magic, you could should probably at least change your name from a different perception. Like, think of, fuck. Good old fuckboy arcane mage that we're chasing after. He's got Ed Ed Matthias Dominguez and God Amarid Bullshit Man.
Yeah,
I love that one. Let's keep that one.
That's why Adaria shouldn't be drunk when talking in conversation.
For some reason, you realize that on your table there's more dwarf fire wine.
I'm not drinking more of that shit. Went through my stomach like a bad time.
I'm sorry, fire whiskey. I said it wrong. Fire whiskey.
I will be right back.
Sure thing.
Ari is going to drink a little bit of that whiskey.
Okay, roll me a con.
Bathroom's the other direction.
What?
No, Adaria, bathroom's the other direction. Oh, imagine this. Oh, yeah, out here, evening. Let's see that Constitution save.
Oh, absolutely! I love it.
That tabletop is feeling very comfortable now.
Oh yes, it is. Leans back in the chair and puts feet up on the table.
Oh, I didn't move these tokens closer to the bar. Let's just move them a little closer. There we go. But you definitely hear a thump from over here as Hannah is now helping herself to the knocked out man's pockets.
Kind of peeks over at her.
It is the subtlety of the Kraken.
Oh, of course she's gonna pull that much out of him. Let me just get to her sheet. So the night goes on. There's still a few more jokes here and there. Some other passing of information. Diego still throwing a couple of innuendo jokes here and there when he can get a chance on them. Binge mostly quiet since he's just taking in the information or the stories you're all speaking about. And you know what? I'm gonna roll this for Binge too while I'm at it.
What is this? Oh god.
I paused for a moment. I saw it was like, wait, what? What's this here? That popped up on my other screen. Binge again. Actually, no, he's drinking too. What am I saying?
I'm not gonna lie, Sim's watching it, like, see how the hell he gets to drink past the armor.
There's definitely like, it's not a full visor that you realize that he's wearing. It's more of that the armor has like a small bump to cover the mouth area, and what he's really wearing is this metal hat. So it was like he's adding a bucket on top of his head.
I was hoping you were gonna say he actually has a straw.
Yeah, there's definitely a straw.
It's like everyone just watches and he just like pulls out this long little straw, like sticks it in there and just like sits it.
Yep. No one makes any comments about it because the guy's literally wearing armor that would turn somebody into a shrimp if they were to wear it. And of course, he rolled a 10 on his wisdom. Looks around to everyone once again. And then just asks, so do I understand that we are hunting the mage man, this mage you keep talking about?
The mage you know as Emmeret? Yes. Or Demigoddess?
If only he could make a proper emotional display, but the armor is kind of hiding it all. Like, yeah, I sort of surprised that his the high champion of the same organization is here. Are you sure it's a good idea to work with him?
No, I really don't. But you're a military man, are you not, Binge?
Yes, but even so, mostly just a grunt. I usually try not to question the higher up command. Easier to just follow orders, but
Even for someone like you, Binge, must you recognize that if you're outnumbered, information is far more valuable than numbers. I'm not working with them by choice. I'm working with them because it allows me to know what they're doing.
sorry I don't know much about the Lodician Empire in depth. Just they're from north and they imperialistic and we don't get along with them.
So you're from the same military or not?
No. How do I explain this? You can kind of see he looks a little bit confused of trying to process it. I'm gonna roll for him to see if he can make the best way he can make a map. Let me see. Close this for a second. This is an unfortunate disadvantage because even though he was in the academy, he is not. Wasn't too bad. Alright, let me just get that handout. He will look at all of you and just ask, do you have paper? I can attempt to draw a map.
Tim pulls out some paper and probably charcoal or a pencil.
Oh god. Would I best him like pass it in?
Then
Well,
just
you wandered off to the bathroom, hit 3 walls, and then fell over, but
Yeah, that usually happens. Yeah, so I'm not surprised.
Alright, let me just grab this and
we've just been talking with Binge about
Paladin.
stuff.
Yeah.
just get a moment as I prepare his handout.
I see. We're getting the binge dissertation. My favorite.
Yes.
I once was a man of great importance. Then I became a bean.
I did this like literally within a few seconds, few minutes, so.
Oh my god, Miser.
Authentic. I love the authenticity.
I love how... I hate it. Wait, is that...
Screw
I
him.
hate...
Love it.
Miser? Miser?
Yes.
I hate that I know who Zenobia is, and I'm gonna fucking punch you.
Really?
Yeah, Zenobia was the barbarian queen with Aurelian.
I did not know that because Zenobia
Yeah,
actually.
that was an actual, she is actually a person in lore. She got chained up by the Romans and basically paraded around the street like a piece of meat, and it got very bad.
As an actual player, I will be straight up honest. I did not know that.
It is just kind of funny considering a lot of binge world seems to take from Greek and Roman characters.
Yeah.
I just find it funny.
Yeah. This is the binge version. So.
Wait, does that say goddess or is that goddess? I can't even tell with that handwriting.
This Lotus, it's bigger continent north.
Loaded.
It's short for the Lodician Empire. This is the continent I live in. He points at the green line. Sir Richard was known to be the guard there. Then there's also the south, but I don't know too much of the kingdom of Zenobia, but we had no bad ties with them, but we are not exactly friendly either. My place is more toward, he points to like the small little coastal area, sort of right here, the landmass below the N. He pauses as he realizes that the map is like, I'm not good with maps.
I can tell that looks like a 4-year-old with a crayon drew it. Oh, no offense, by the way. If you're 4 years old and don't understand how to use crayons, then that's okay.
You know, the fact that he's wearing armor, the gauntlet's heavy enough to crush his skull just by falling on him. I'm still impressed he was able to hold it without crushing it.
Speaking of which, since we're on this weird topic, and it might be relative considering how fucked this plane is, how old are you, Binge?
There's a pause. And then
Oh my god! Interrogating the boy.
I am the oldest son of 4.
Not an age. She says that she's nursing a drink.
I will be pauses as if trying to take a guess.
Do you need me to hold up my fingers for you to count?
I'm not that illiterate, Miss
I mean, that's not
Aria.
illiterate. Sorry, that... I do apologize. When I get drunk, I get, as they say, feisty, or catty, rather.
I'm sorry, I'm married.
No. That's
What
not
she's
what
saying is
catty
she's bitch
yeah.
drunk.
More or less.
Oh. That sounds similar to, or at least her acting was similar to my wife.
Oh, I'm really sorry for you then.
Sorry.
Those are both like, well, I can't believe you got stuck with someone like me.
It's just a
Sometimes
person
it scares
talking.
me.
There's just a person coughing.
Sometimes it scares me how much Cinder and Adari are on the same wavelength.
Yeah. So Binge goes, I would be 26 come winter of my world. I think that was in.
And how long do your, I guess, bean people live for?
He pauses as you call him Bean, and then just goes, human years.
Oh, you're human.
average."
Looks at him.
I'm certain I'm human.
Oh, I thought you were like a living beanpole in there, and I guess I just lost that bet.
This thing is just looking back and forth, like, and there's like, what the fuck did you bet?
That he was in a awoken shrubbery that was a walking beanpot, hence the nickname Bean.
Where did this bean commentary come from?
I actually don't know. I'm pretty sure there was a nickname that had somehow surfaced in just general conversation, and I don't even know how it circulated. Also, probably because you're small and you only have a small portion of your face sticking out like a bean.
This is
Sin like rolls around until she finds like a pea pod and is like, you know, this your armor and stuff. I think put that past.
this is like the honorary armor of the heavy knights, though, and those who've earned the higher ranks. And he points in the direction a bit north, where you see the other two figures with their heavy armor. They are the Phalanx Knights.
Question: why does their helmet have a face mask while yours doesn't? Do you have trouble seeing?
I was deemed unworthy.
There's a worthiness to having a face mask?
Their armor is enchanted differently.
So let me get this straight. If I'm processing a little bit that I know about. Your armor is differently enchanted to just soak up damage and be cannon fodder, I'm assuming?
We're supposed to be the defensive vanguard. I did not meet the requirements for being considered a Phalanx Knight.
Don't think of it as a downgrade, dear. At the very least, you're able to help us, maybe do some things. I don't know what you did on your side, considering we were on the other ass end of the world with the house.
I mean, I was mostly a guard for the southern border. Dealt with wild. Hmm?
If you weren't tied down to Rasputin and weren't married, and well, totally understand. Really, except don't get married.
You actually,
Believe me, you would have the finest armor I could find you on the Sword Coast.
that's just it, though, ma'am. Those who've taken the oath of the Heavy Knights and the military academy, we are bound to our armor. Points to the Phalanx Knights, as are they. Any other armor we wear would be not only blasphemy, but also override the vow of the Earth Goddess' birth on us.
Your world's unique, interesting, and rather confusing. But either way, you have my respect for everything you've done.
Thank you. But yes, I am oldest of four. My younger brother is Hugh. My younger your sisters, Cindy and Jasmine. I am from the mining town Gunther Pindot. My wife Samantha also leads the southern border patrol. Has a really big griffin. And from what I understand of the blessings of the earth goddess birth, it is that we of the heavy and phalanx knights, when we are deemed worthy, our armor will improve, but we must be deemed worthy.
Does that mean you'll actually be able to move a little bit faster?
Yes. You kind of realize, like, yeah, that's the truth of it, yes.
Oh my god. We need
You
to make
know-
this man worthy.
With this being such a weird plane with the gods not having sway, there's like gonna be a weird chance where he goes home and suddenly he's the fucking emperor.
It could be, or we do know some gods offhandedly, or are technically part gods at this point. I don't even know what half this realm's logic works on.
Bullshit.
Oh yes, I completely understand that. All things considered. Getting that real fucking bar drinking aesthetic.
Yep. If you want, you can also play the music for that.
No, it's fine. No, it's weird. I honestly, Binge, if you would like, maybe, have you tried reaching out to your god, well, here, to see if you would be deemed worthy?
There's a pause. I never considered it.
Well, considering you just did everything you did, and were able to help a bunch of people, maybe you might be deemed worthy, for all we know.
He pulls out.
I mean,
Oh no.
He pulls out a small straw doll, and then he also pulls out what looks to be like a medallion, which, Sindra, since you're closest, you see that the medallion has a sigil, but the sigil is made of clear, notable jade. I suppose I can make a prayer, an offering.
listen, look at me. I have no idea. I've never prayed a day in my life.
I do know a person, points up to the stars, might be able to get your message across.
I can try it.
Alright, you're going to have to close your eyes, and this is going to be some weird kind of head trauma shit. Not blunt head trauma, mental health head trauma.
Is it going to hurt?
I would like to say no, but I can't assure it won't.
Cinder pulls out like a handkerchief and just hands it to him. In case there's blood.
We're about to fucking...
Very slowly, he puts the straw doll back into the confines of his suit of armor. Right, I do not want to lose the gift my little sister gave me. And he places the medallion down, which now you all can get a better look at it. I just don't have an image of it, but it is the medallion. Now, would you get a better look at it? It looks like a spiraling serpent. The head more closer to the center, while the tail's on the outer of it. And it is designed, or rather made out of a beautiful light green jade.
You didn't tell me you were a follower of Set.
Hollow.
Wait, wrong god.
I was gonna say that sounds like for whatever reason my brain went to what's his name, Quetzalcoatl.
Actually, there is lore in
I know.
history where Set tried to take over and do stupid
There's
shit.
there's a lot of weird like Greek and Norse like crossover in Faerun that I've noticed. Like I don't know why.
Yeah,
Like Sylvanas is like one of the big major gods actually.
yeah. As you asked that, as you literally said that, Syndra, Bench just has this look of complete and absolute confusion.
Can I roll? I guess this is a weird question because I'm not religious based, but can I roll religion to see if I would notice anything?
You may. It will be at disadvantage because this is not from your world.
That's cool. I don't. You know what? I have an inspiration that I haven't burned, and it's just gonna sit in my inventory for about 20 years until I use it. So I'm
Sure.
just gonna put that at normal.
Okay. I'm just writing down you burn inspiration.
Where's my religion? I don't roll this thing ever. Yeah, this. I don't think I can get much worse than that.
I mean, that jade is very beautiful, and the amulet has been well kept and taken care of.
Going to be real with you, Binge. I have no idea what that is.
It is
I'm
the
quite sorry if I. Sorry, go ahead.
it is the symbol of the Earth Goddess Birth, and he'll type down the name as he pronounces it.
Like, my brain just went to Big Birth, and I'm like, I can't believe that's what the Earth is named after. My God.
You're not too far off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's literally one letter away. Alright, so I'm going to have you close your eyes, and I'm going to do something extremely stupid. And she'll hold out her hands.
Binge will get up, scooch over. You literally hear the poor chair almost screaming. The chair that he gets off of creaks with relief, and then very carefully sits on the other chair, which screams in protest. Syndra, since you have better view of it, you can roll me either insight or perception.
The right page.
Opens, accidentally rolls persuasion. Oh my God.
It's impressive.
Stop.
It's impressive these chairs can hold this man's weight, considering that the armor he's wearing should be something either a large or a huge creature should wear.
Yeah, she's just at this age. She's kind of, she hasn't been drinking heavy like other people, but she's like, she's at that stage where she's like, you know what? I'm not questioning that shit. Not after the shit I seen today.
But Binge will hand over the medallion.
Okay. Alright.
Wait, Binge, wait.
Yes.
If your head explodes, what do you want written on your tombstone?
Alright, great start. She takes his hand.
Tell my wife I love her.
God damn it. Why are we like the worst characters to the best people?
Sin leans to Armana. I know what his wife is.
Which actually Armana would know, because she was hanging out with Binge in the Undersea Temple. She's, I believe he mentioned Samantha Tarkus, and she'll quickly do a quick sketch, and I'm not going to even roll for because she actually has good memory. Something with wings on her head or something. I don't think she's human.
Alright.
Kind of leans, looks at the photo, looks at Binge, looks at.
How did that get with that?
Alright, so
Showed her her fang lengths.
don't know.
Anyway.
So, what are you attempting to do? Contact his goddess?
Kind of. I'll explain this, and I know this is gonna end pretty poorly for me. Considering I'm a paradox of one of the, I would assume, elder gods of this realm, I want to try to, like, bridge a connection between that and his goddess.
Okay.
I don't know how to, like, conceptualize that. Oh, the player.
So you're attempting to be a channel, or you're basically playing
Telephone. Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually like that car horn where I'm about to ram my ass into his goddess's ass to get her attention.
Okay. I believe that will be... Yeah, roll me a D100. You want to hit a low score. I won't tell you what it is, but you do have... There's a medallion helping. I'm sorry, that's not close, but not enough, even with the medallion that Binge is using.
Right.
However, since this is also Binge that he's doing, you're doing this for, I will roll a D100 for him now.
My boy, I believe. You went the other way?
Yeah. I can already see it now. Actually,
Oh no.
roll me a
Might have
D4
fried
just
the
in
brain.
case. Just roll me a D4, Mariner.
Oh no. I killed him. Oh no.
Oh dear. Okay.
Oh, I killed him.
So, there's a brief moment. So, let's see if we get some cosmic music here.
Guys, I fucked up. Why did every time I try to mess with the gods, I just get punched in the face for it?
This
The
is
reality is your eyes roll back in your head, your mouth hangs open, and all of a sudden we hear a dial tone.
The call you cannot reach. The number you cannot
Hello?
reach. Not be called as
Hello?
dial. Okay.
So,
You.
let me see if I can find an appropriately different map at this moment. As a brief little joke of it.
It's just, I reach a whorehouse. The number you've
The number you've decided to reach is not available.
please hang up or press 1 for more options.
For a very
Why,
brief...
why is this so dramatic? I hate this.
Hattery, you can put your token there.
Give me a minute. You know... Wait, where the fuck are we?
Was this supposed to happen? Binge kind of looks around.
No, this is the heat death of the universe, where the grand cosmic web is.
Is that bad?
Well, if we see a void leviathan, we're probably dead.
Should we go back? Points back to the hole or the light.
You know... because I want to go digging here. I just want to see. So what is, like, the general makeup? Because I don't think... Because I've been here before, but is it the same, like, just, like, spectral kind of stars everywhere?
Yes, lots of it.
I guess, because I kind of know what I'm looking for. Can I see if I could find a dragon?
You may certainly try.
I'm gonna get fucking dick punched by a void leviathan again. Or void hydra. What am I rolling? Perception, I guess?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my god. Of course.
Let me just grab this. Notes. I just had it somewhere here and I don't remember where I put it. Just give me a moment as player or DM is grabbing something here, very important.
No. One day I'll be able to contact the higher planes without any consequence whatsoever.
Probably.
Not here.
No.
But don't worry, as I decided to tempt God again for like the 20th time in this campaign.
Not the first time you did it either, so, and I doubt
I
it'll be
know. That's why I said like the 20th time.
Why
Let's
would you
stop
do
tempting
that?
God. Okay.
No. I did this for a non-selfish purpose this time. I wanted to help Binge connect to his god. I just used the paradox self of the fading dragon to basically work as my router. Obviously, I think I got the wrong Wi-Fi password though.
You probably did.
Why do you have to tempt the gods and spit in their eyes?
Didn't spit in her eyes. I asked nicely and then busted open the door when they didn't listen.
That you did. Alright. So,
Let me know when
see.
you're done.
26 perception. Alright, so in the far distance, but you realize that it is massive though, but it is not moving anywhere near you.
Oh, please don't tell me.
You do
Oh
see
dear God.
in the farther north part. That thing.
Huh. You know, I'm surprised my brain hasn't exploded yet, but... Huh. So, Binge, how are you doing on this trip? Are we... good? She looks at him.
I feel funny.
You want to just go back for a minute?
Yeah.
She'll, push Binge through the portal, but still kind of stay here.
Okay. Binge goes through portal. In fact, it's kind of odd, Adaria, but it's very easy for you to push Binge despite him wearing all that heavy armor that he would wear. Like, he was very
God,
weightless.
God, I love this place sometimes.
And as soon as Binge vanishes, the very large Leviathan-looking creature now turns his attention to you. And gracefully, as well as very silently so, just floats over to you in your direction.
Does it seem like there's hostile intent?
You can roll me an insight.
Probably for the best. No, you know, it's just a casual dragon, just doing casual dragon things.
It seems very indifferent as it lands and perches now on a large platform in front of you.
Well, hello, me, I guess?
Silence.
Huh. No, I'm very confused on why I was used as a vessel, but at this point I feel like I'm gonna do something really stupid, Miser. So I have this spell that I can probe people's minds. I just kind of want to detect some of my thoughts. So if I die, this is my fault, and my blood's gonna be all over the table.
was gonna come back and be like, I left. Why are you rolling ones?
He was gonna come back and wonder what the fuck
Oh,
I
the
did
tech
while he was
thoughts.
gone.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's not resisting, that's for sure.
I just want like a baseline of at least what's going through its head, because that's kind of what I get. Like I just get like what's on top layer basically, and I don't really feel like deep delving into this thing.
I know. Okay, so 6 words. Actually, no, wait, that's the 6. Hold on. This is what I needed to roll. Okay.
Damn it.
Okay, so as you begin to scratch on the surface thoughts, the first thing you hear is void. Then you hear what sounds to be sporadic sizzling noise, or rather, as a real modern world reference, is a lot of white noise. Then the next word you hear is eraser. Erasure, I mean.
Oh, erasure. Okay.
Yes. And then the final word, because again you hear this strange staticky noise. You then hear the final word. And I want to roll the final word for this one. 4.
Yay.
Okay, that one would work.
Terrified of what I'm pulling out from this.
The last word you hear is abyss.
Void, erasure, abyss. Oh. I guess that is very insightful. I will take those words to heart and wear them like badges of honor. Just kind of looking at this. Is there like any reaction whatsoever?
It looks very indifferent to your existence right now.
Well, I will have you know at the very least, the other half of me that was in the body does seem to be a bit gone and in the hands of a crazy magus. I don't know if you know him by chance.
This is what you get.
That's what I kind of figured.
So as you say that, I need you to roll me now a d20.
My brain's gonna...
For the briefest of moments, this thing's eyes seem to twitch a little bit, then narrow.
Good, I pissed off another god.
And now I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Something tells me I was meant to be that prison and I let her go. I'm slowly getting the feeling. That's an 8.
A voice echoes in your head. And unfortunately, you failed that Constitution saving throw, so you're taking this much. 6 points of psychic damage to the noggin.
that hard?
Well, you didn't even get a chance to make that reply back, as you are now finding yourself waking up and back in the.
I guess that'll be her in the bar saying that.
Yes.
Oh.
As well, before you come back though, Binge is
Yeah.
the first one to let me just move everyone over here and switch this on my stream too to make sure we're on the right group. There we go. So Arizel and Syndra, you do see that there's this brief moment of silence between Adaria and Binge. In fact, while you can't see it on Binge, it's pretty clear on Adaria when her eyes turn milky white. And there's a brief silence. Everyone else is watching very much with breath, quietness, and holding their intake of breathing. And the first one to react is Binge. Kind of looks around. He looks very confused. What's that supposed to? And as he's about to say happen, Adaria, your head gets you all see Adaria's head get knocked back as if something has happened, and you are currently bleeding from the nose.
You know, at this point, debating if reaching out to gods is even my specialty. Oh, you just see it like rubbing her nose.
I guess it did not work.
Oh, not in the slightest. Thank you, Artie. Oh, God.
What was that though? I saw a big giant light bulb.
Are you referring to the, let's go back to this.
Oh yes, switching to Terran music. Thank you.
I got it. Oh, you're referring to the portal? Oh, there wasn't that much.
Yeah, well then they'll look like a big star or light thing moving slowly in our direction.
Oh, you're referring to the fading dragon. Yeah, that's me? Question mark? It's a long story, dear. And I don't think I've drank enough of that yet.
I don't think I actually want to know now.
Worst comes to worst, that was basically my proxy in order to try to reach your goddess for her blessing. That didn't work. And I may have pissed her off. He? I don't even know.
I think I understand. In fact, you know what? I'm going to roll for you. Huh?
Shit.
Read that again?
Wait,
Cinder's just sitting there like, that's good because I don't understand shit about what just happened.
oh, also, apparently, I was told some things. I decided to deep delve into its mind. I told it about, Ed's newly acquired gem, and I was told it begins again for whatever reason. Something tells me we may have experienced this a little bit more than once. Varying degrees of success.
Wait, when you mean doing this again, I am very confused now.
Don't worry about this. Is probably some temporal archmage bullshit. I just need some drinks.
As you say that, Antonio, looking in, and of course his son and his crew go off elsewhere to drink. He himself says, "You know, I'm fully in agreement. Here's a few more rounds on me then."
Good. You know, the more we delve deeper into this world, the more I don't want to... Right, later, Az.
Take care, Az.
Sorry for everything. But the more I delve deeper in this world, the less I want to know about it. So it seems like everything's just a weird, cyclical cycle of bullshit. Well, also, does anything Cinder in your dragon book about star dragons in the slightest?
No, actually.
So you're telling me, do correct me if I am wrong in any shape or form, that your book has rules on putting together a Dracolich, which, by all accounts, is near batshit insane, and probably should never be attempted, and was only attempted, I believe, twice according to you, correct?
No. There are. Let's see. The cult itself, eventually, if I recall the records, ended up with somewhere between 6 to 10.
Okay, they created 10 Dracoliches, which are deemed generally insane, and
No,
weird and things.
12. Two of them weren't under their control. 10 most. There could be more.
Well,
No,
let's
wait,
just say,
was that one wasn't a full dragon?
for the sake of
It was
argument,
two
we'll
counts.
for a bit of ease, then we'll leave it at 10 for the time being, of that are recorded. She'll kind of like hold out her hand. There's nothing about a dragon that can surf the stars, like at all.
Okay, does Sin know anything else about, like, other dragons, like the,
Yeah,
the
this is the weird one.
So,
Her book probably covers, like, the barest minimum of gems, but it's, 90% chromatics and
yes.
maybe
So,
a couple of metallics.
so I
I
just
don't like
I just
what
sent you a whisper, but I'll say it out loud. So, Syndra, your book has a couple of theories, rumors, and possibly some quote unquote fabricated myths of the following two types of dragons that may match the criteria, but again, there's no hard evidence or guarantees or even facts of anything proving, but at the same time, nothing disproving their existence. The first one that's a little bit more written out is the possibility of prismatic dragons, but as far as what people, or at least the writings in the book, says that these things might be the truest of the true neutral creatures out there and don't interfere with any realities, at least none of their concern. The myth or the idea came from the fact that what would happen if you were to have a creature that has all the colors or the powers of all the chromatic and metallic dragons in one. And then there's the other myth, but unproven, yet there is the possibility of it, of astral dragons, because one of the theories that are written in the book is that if dragons are able to adapt into their environment, then the possibility of dragons surviving and thriving in the astral plane of existence is a possibility. But again, no proven facts.
Yeah, Sin kind of inhales. My understanding was the most well-documented one that doesn't exist within the normal spectrum is the Shadow Dragon. Being from the Shadowfell, a dragon that mostly resides in the Shadowfell is attached to. I'm not entirely sure on that one. But then there is also, what do they call it? The prismatic dragon. Something basically akin to, Ao, just not nearly as powerful. But a true neutral all the same. And theoretically, I mean, that's not even. It's theorized in the book, and it's theorized in a couple other books I've come across. With one recount of a man who's probably, what's his name, Mad Dan's brother, talking about astral dragon.
I mean, I could always, what was it, put a mental note in your head, but considering my track record. Well, not necessarily, no. It's the same thing I did with Tannen, except now I don't have a screaming bitch of a goddess in my head. I just have a screaming bitch of a dragon in my head.
No, I really don't want you inside my spell. Do not. I will kill you.
I don't want to do this to Tyrannon, but I'm going to do this just for sake of story plot, because he's right there. He's not going to ignore the conversation leading to dragons, but it is just going to be a normal history check for this guy.
Ryan! Disinterested, I guess.
No, he just would turn. There'd be a bit of a notable interest, but again, something in his mind clicks and he resumes talking at first, and possibly there's something he's going to say, but that will be for another session, sadly.
Well, the one thing I do want to mention at the very least that's starting to get on my nerves is the mention of the phrase that was said before I bashed my head off the table, where they said it begins again. That's still going to stick in my mind because I'm wondering what exactly it means. Whatever.
Could mean a million things. I mean, I'm not a time wizard. I don't answer. Or anything like that.
See, that's my concern is, what if Ed is just repeating the same cycles over and over again to get different results? Like an experiment, but on a larger scale. Plainer. Would explain at least how some paradoxes slipped in.
So let me get this right. You're theoretically speculating that Ed is cheating by making the dice roll 1,000 times.
Considering he was able to, when I saw him, had some weird gear on his cloak that was able to manipulate time stop without stopping the temporal space around us, but it was only allowed to grab me while talking. I would assume probably, or he would have some influx over it, considering what we've seen.
You can roll me an Arcana, Syndra.
Don't roll a 1. Well, it's not a 1.
Good enough. So, two things come to your mind that is very controversial, as one would say, as Adaria is giving, even though her explanation is pretty bad. First and foremost, what she said is true. Nobody should be able to interact with things during a 9th level time stop spell. At least not without risk of bringing it into the breaking the spell. The second, which I'm slightly integrating DM thing, but Adaria, you do remember that Ed was wearing a lot of magical equipment that was glowing, like a Christmas tree light or fireworks. Syndra, from what you understand, or at least would know, is that most beings should only be able to wear at most 3 attunement gears of equipment or magic, because adding too many would overload crosshairs or worse, implode onto the person wearing that many magical equipment.
Just, this is a meta question as hell.
Mhm.
Would I know, however, about the...
Artificers?
Yes.
Yes, you would. And you also know that even artificers are not too keen to wear no more than an extra 2 or 3. But even then, they really do toe the line of overloading themselves with magical equipment.
I mean, it is a possibility, being that he is a archmagus, but it shouldn't be possible for him to be able to use so many magical items at the same time.
Unless you want to create a reality of your own being where you can say fuck the rules. He does seem to have a petty thing against gods and rules anyway, from what I've been told.
I am, however, there is a problem with all that. It actually starts making more sense.
Go on.
Well, if Ed is fucking as time as he is, specifically making, what do they call it? Iterations? I can't remember.
Alterations, but all.
No. Alterations is the time, or the actual things. Iterations is how many times he's trying to go through the same process to get a different outcome.
We can just call them paradox, points of PP for short, since it would make a little bit more sense.
No, because they shouldn't have paradoxes. That's the problem. Even that, theoretically, it should all be existing at the exact same time, but it should be barely any time at all, no matter how long it actually does exist. It's a relativity thing.
Excuse me. I will say that that kind of magic is a little bit out of my wheelhouse.
And magic is outside of everything's wheelhouse.
I mean, we're talking at this point about a man that has existed at least in 2 different countries. So what is to say that he's not making his own paradox to grab people to bring into this pocket realm of hell?
Alright, first of all, he hasn't just existed in 2 different countries. He's existed on 2 different worlds for a lifetime each. Which means, at the very least, he has access to, I don't know, lichdom. There was a rumored spell that allowed you to die and you pop out of something like a coffin or a jar or something. I can't remember.
Adaria, you can roll me a history.
Oh, god damn it. The fear in my mind right now. Let's go. History. I love how we're... Yeah, 13. No, that's probably not gonna get it.
Actually, that was passing. When Ed's hand went into you, or rather when he touched you, he was very much flesh and bone. At least as far as you can tell from the heat that was coming from the hand that was grabbing you, compared to the very cold, strange magic he used to pull out your other side out of you.
No, when that man touched me to pull out the other part of myself, it's definitely not some clone or some weird fucky thing. That was actual warmth.
No, the clone smells living, supposedly. Though I am curious about that there is one other possibility. Well,
Go on.
there's 2 technically. Well, the first one would be easy for you to tell, considering you were able to determine that I was a drow from the beginning. No, half. Was that an elf?
Did I see any pointy ears, Miser?
I'll give this to you
Or,
because
like-
of your high passive perception. No.
No, not even in the slightest. He wasn't even extremely racist. Well,
Let me just get a image of him so you can just see him. He's not here in person, but I'm just gonna grab his toe. I think it's shift click, I believe it is.
It was just more of a, did she see any features or anything that said that he had elven blood?
I guess with how high my passive is, I didn't really pick up anything.
Yeah, I'm just putting the token there, but as far as you could tell, nope.
No, he just looked like an asshole with glasses, quite honestly.
Because there
Kind
was
of like-
an old... I mean, you probably even know about it. I don't even know why I'm talking to you about it, but, alchemists put it to, especially you high elves, have that thing that they do with the potion that removes, what was it, 200 years off your life? Oh, it gets them
Yeah,
back.
I don't know, this is a player, but probably Adaria would know that. This is where my knowledge of the player starts getting slapped across the face a little bit.
And you could just always roll me a history or something of intelligence score if you think you know.
I don't know
for
if it
some-
actually exists, but it was like old thing where it's like these certain elves would make this potion that I can't remember what it's exactly called, but it's like elves specifically can do it.
Yes.
6.
Play as a DM, I know what you're referring to. For story plot wise, because Adaria also happens to have memory holes in her head, so
Yeah.
that's going to be something that she may or may not remember. Which, with the 16 history, Adaria, you do vaguely remember some of these words of an elixir that your family, when it attained some of its more refined riches due to not only them being the ones who possess the ingredients to make such an elixir, it was always on a demand by a lot of the high elves. It was something that,
Here's a question to you, Miser, now that I have this information.
yes,
Was one of the ingredients for mixing it a moondrop tier?
you may roll me another history, or rather, no. Yes, roll me another history.
Thanks, Moogle. You're slowly helping me piece this puzzle. God damn it. Not really.
And there's plot.
Plot slap my face.
I'm actually writing a lot of this on the fact that Moogle would know, or as Syndra would know, so or have an idea. That's why I'm like, great, perfect. I don't have to make everyone do the guessing game.
Thank God.
Syndra's probably got a weird amount of history of like things that can prolong my life.
Obligation.
The farthest thing you can remember, or at least with your spotty memory that's slowly being restored, and maybe you can remember it better if you focus on it later on. But right now, you just remember that certain flowers are mixed into this concoction along with other things.
All I know is that it's mixed with flowers, so who the fuck even knows? But right now, I'm bleeding out of a few orifices. I'm pretty sure my ears are bleeding. I just want to get a fucking sleep.
Well, just be careful with the splinters.
Diego listening to all this, but at the same time, it's just drunk out of his mind now.
Oh no.
Just chuckles and just says, "If you want a substitute, I'd be more than happy to volunteer."
I'm sorry, my dear, but I've told you once, I've told you twice, I don't swing that way.
Also, I'm not entirely sure because I don't have one, but I believe... enough of my male crew said it. You don't put your dick in crazy. And, she points it at Adaria and then, like, does the little, like...
I'm
Those
not
are
crazy.
those are the fun ones, you see, especially when you live as long as I have.
Can I slap him like a million times?
You can certainly try.
He's
He's
come across 4 different tables to get to him.
No. What's gonna happen is Adaria's gonna wait. Where is he?
he's right across from you, like from the other table over there.
Okay. So what's gonna happen is she's gonna take off her wooden arm and just slap him across the face with it.
Well, he's sitting down, so I'll consider it prone
Okay. I guess I'll roll a strength d20.
at advantage. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably not gonna hit. Oh my god.
There's a faint but he's not reacting to it.
Yeah, and then I'll just put my wooden arm back on and then upstairs to bed.
I see what you mean, Lady Syndra. The splinters are quite memorable.
Look, I didn't hit. Whatever, that's gonna be my room.
And
I didn't order one.
Antonio lowering his hat as if to cover the shame, but upon closer inspection, the man is just trying very hard not to laugh.
Oh my god. Alright. I think I had my fill for tonight.
Not a problem. We're actually coming to this of a close anyway.
I figured.
Binge, seeing that his need for or at least input of intelligence is not really needed, calmly gets up. Adds, I suppose Milord Rasputin will be busy talking to. He pauses and he realizes, wait, what's a consul? That sounds like constable? I don't get it.
It means that, was it we were told? Wasn't he like second in command?
Pretty much, yeah.
No, that's her like looking at like Adaria and Ari and all them. That
Well,
Hunter
Adaria
was,
went
like,
upstairs.
second in command to the king.
Adaria at this point went upstairs and Ari's
Yeah, she's
kind of MIA. She has had to do real life
Uh,
stuff.
Adaria has went upstairs after Diego's clear jokes of, well, persuasiveness,
We
and
don't have to explain, I'm pretty sure.
I know, but Arizel, however, is plastered right now.
Marna probably hasn't even drank, so.
No, she's been taking notes and just eyeing everybody very carefully. Just make sure there's no misdeeds be done. However, as far as Hunter's rank goes, it was Constable, so he was literally like the fourth, just below the High Lord.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that was basically the guy over pretty much all of them.
huh. Binge pauses, thinks about it. I don't know what rank I would be considered. Though my wife was considered captain.
Was your wife higher or lower than you?
Higher.
Well, that leaves, let's see, that's a captain. Assuming you're under general military. Were you
No.
a sergeant? Private?
I'd probably just.
Yes. Who was under you?
Pause to really think now is to remember. And have to roll his intelligence because, well, he's still a good boy. He is. Well, that makes sense. I don't think I had anyone under my rank. I think I was just an officer.
So there was nobody you had command over.
No.
That, well, in a lot of those they would call them privates, which is the lowest possible rank.
Hmm.
In this case, from my understanding, Rasputin was somewhere, about where your wife, maybe a little higher than your wife. Where Hunter, the gentleman we're talking to, was a 5-star general, which means he was directly under the king.
Ah. Okay. I see now. Yes. That would be awkward if the Lord Rasputin was of lower rank than I am. But I see. And then, as he resumes eating, he pauses and just realizes something. Oh, wait. If I were to move to Cormier, I would have to ask if my wife is willing to come along with.
To be honest, it's probably not worth it.
True. She does like home quite a lot. Lots of mountains.
Oh, I just meant that Cormier's been in complete disarray, apparently, with corruption, so probably not much of a country left. I mean, the king's dead, the second in command is here, and, there are things about Hunter that I wouldn't say in polite company.
Is he a bad general?
Actually, I think he's actually probably one of the best. He's just ended up in a very bad situation.
There's a nod. Bad things can happen. Right. I still have time to think it over. Plus, I am curious as to what happened. It seemed it was serious that the Lord and his Lord looks over to Tyrion. Now I'm more confused. He points to Tyrion and asks. He's about to ask Tyrion, and he does say out loud, "What rank would you be, Lord Tyrion?"
Oh, I'm glad to know that. She kind of leans over. I thought he was about to ask if they were in a relationship.
Jesus Christ.
There is silence. And before Tyrion would answer, we will be ending the session here.
God, I hate that we're basically in, like, the Majora's Mask and fucking Ed's our mask salesman.
I wonder. Anyway, thank you everyone. It's a bit of a heavy RP session. It'll probably be like that for the next couple of ones. But I am Miser Mark. You can find my content on Miser Mark 2010 on both Twitch and YouTube. Thank you all. Unfortunately, one of our players is going to be has left the campaign for the time being due to reasons, and two of our other players are currently on vacation. They will be back for next Sunday's Into the Wildlands. Otherwise, you can find most of my other content on both Jesus Dingus and Transpace Mariner's YouTube and Twitch accounts, respectively. And thank you all for coming, and I will hand it over to Mariner.
Yeah, Transpace Mariner on Twitch and DM Mariner on Twitter. I'm finally off my hiatus next week, and I'll finally get off my ass and write a campaign. Been a bit. I've just been relaxing. So I kind of need it. I just kind of wanted a mental break. So, but yeah, we'll get back to that, and I'll see everyone next week where we proceed to go to fancy Las Vegas and have fun. And I'll throw it over to Moogle.
Hi, I'm Goth Moogle. As Miser has said, we are Downey player, who has, for personal reasons, dropped out of the campaign for now on a hiatus, which means we will have lost Aura, and Jeeves is of course on holiday. So tomorrow night is Sea of Sorrows, which brings us down to having 2 active players, and still not entirely certain how this is going to go. Got some feelers out for upping the number again, because to be honest, balancing a campaign of 3 for 3 players is really tough. That being said, tomorrow night is Sea of Sorrows. I will be here. It will be going on, and we're going to do our best to entertain and have fun and all that. And you can find a link in the description below to my chaosandparadox.card.co, where you can find my commission information. And yeah, so I think that's it. I'm the only one left. Nobody else to hand it off to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm Jeeves.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
Anyway, thank you everyone. Y'all have a good night. And yes, we did this game during the Super Bowl, but whatever. Anyway, y'all have a see you
More
tomorrow.
interesting.